I'd like to position myself in a place where they can't see me. Go like this with my hands around my face, and I want to do a wild turkey call. Like a really loud, wild turkey call.
Okay. As we all blink in slowly, we are back. It is Occult Origins. We have returned. I am Grinning Moon, and I'm back here with the crew today. Just to go over real quick, I'm just going to make this real fast. In order to support us, just being here goes a long way. Of course, you can always watch on YouTube, retweet the go lives and all that. And of course, we have the channel point redeem Hand of Fate if you want to directly help the players and kind of affect how the gameplay rolls. But anyway, we'll go around real quick to the cast and crew. We'll start backwards today, and we'll start with Garbo.
It's me, Garbat Games. I do sometimes streaming on mostly Tuesday, Wednesdays. I'm playing George Schultz, and the shit is just crazy at this point. I'm not even sure how to... It's a lot.
All right, beautiful. And then we'll go over to Fickle.
Yeah, hey everybody, I'm Fickle, Ficus, or Brian. I'm a new dad, and that's what I got going on right now. Focusing mostly on that, I play Rory Shack. He's a New York mobster with the heart of gold. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where this journey takes him today.
Over to Melly.
Hi, I am Melly Marsen. I am playing Livy Domingue, and I typically stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm taking a little bit of a hiatus right now, so thank you everyone for your patience while I had the plague. And yeah, things are crazy, so I'm just really excited to see what happens next.
And then finally over to Squigglebird.
It is me, Squingleberg, also Billy Graves in this world. Billy Graves is a hunter from the boonies, the outskirts of society, a conspiracy theorist who is starting to lose his mind. The last session was rough for old Billy. He's seen some shit. He continues to see some shit. We'll see how things progress. I'm very excited for this session. I'm excited to be playing with all these incredible people.
And with all that wrapped up, let's kind of get right into it and let's begin. Let's bring this down and get our trailer started. And we'll see you here in just a second. And as we slowly blink back into here, to set the stage, it is currently nearing midnight on the 16th of September 1920. The still foggy night is drowned out by the din of a roving mob on the hunt for a killer. As we kind of roll into the memorial hall, the din of the mob drones on outside as the group sits in the half-light of a single lantern, quietly catching their breath in between taking sips of liquor, and in some other cases, gulping it down. As we kind of fall into the scene, Colonel Hall observes them for a minute or so before watching them before knocking back his own glass and setting it quietly down on the bar. It's late. We'll have a busy day tomorrow. We'll need to keep quiet while the mobs are out. Imagine the town will look very different come morning. Feel free to bunk up in the booths. I guess we'll discuss a plan of action in the morning. Feel free to finish off the bottle, but leave a little, at least one of them, uncracked for me. He nods and heads upstairs, to turn in for the night. Mr. Collins is already kind of set up at the front door, his shotgun kind of laid across his lap, sitting in a chair. And, Jack kind of gets up and shuffles to the back to head downstairs to guard the tunnel, leaving the group and Gabby in the bar alone.
Billy's gonna be finishing the bottle for damn sure. Well, maybe like I think he might have like a cloth, and he's just like meticulously cleaning the shotgun that he like the sawed-off shotgun that I'd imagine got all like mucky and gross from like wandering in the So he's just like ferociously scrubbing and cleaning this thing, and kind of like muttering to himself unintelligibly.
I just want to sit down with Gabby and just like at a table or wherever in the memorial hall where we're just like hanging out, where it's like a little bit more low key than it's been with Gabby so far.
Fair.
And I'll just be like, Gabby, can I get you anything? Do you need a glass of water? There might be some juice back there. I don't know.
Some water would be nice.
Okay, I got you. Go grab her a glass of water from my bar or whatever.
Yeah, you go into the back. He's got the water in the drum.
Yeah, I'll bring that to Gabby. Sit down with her. If there's any sort of like food like that was up there, I'll bring that back to you. Something to like snack on with.
Yeah, there's like nuts and like crackers and a couple
I'll bring some of
other
that
things.
back
You just
to the
kind of
table
grab
and be
like one of each.
Yeah, be like, I got you these as well. Just thought it would be something to snack on.
Oh,
I know you didn't have much to eat tonight.
She kind of scrapes up the glass of water and kind of gulps down half of it before setting it down.
Yeah.
Thank
and
you.
I'm not like trying to do this solo if any of you guys are like standing around to hear this. It's not like a private.
Yeah.
But I feel like I haven't had the chance to ask you, Gabby. You know, when I found you, you were in a pretty unique situation. Not a lot of young girls live like that. Has that always been like that for you?
Yeah, it's my safe spot.
You've always been in that basement?
Oh, not always. You know, we go out.
With your father,
Yeah.
father. Or Michael, is Michael Thomas your father? Or is Reverend
Who's
Sardonicus your father?
Sardonicus? Who's Michael Thomas?
It's a long story. But, so your father is Father Sardonicus, okay. And did he teach you to do things that you can do now? To be able to see the way that you see?
No, it was... Well... She kind of gets quiet and, like, opens up a package of crackers and, like, kind of nibbles on one. It's hard to explain.
Something you've always been able to do?
No. I've always liked crows,
Huh.
but...
What changed? When I mean, I don't mean to pry too much, but...
Well,
you know.
there was... It took me into a cave, and... I don't remember much of it, but I remember rats. And a man with hollow eyes. kind of.
And when you came out the other side of the cave, you just saw things differently.
Well, it took a while, but I could talk to. Well, my original Poe, he was killed.
Your original what?
My original crow.
Oh. Okay. Did he have a name?
His name was Poe.
Oh, your original. Oh, I see. Poe the Crow.
Poe the crow.
He was killed by what?
She kind of like runs her finger around the rim of the glass and just kind of like not looking at you at all. Daddy?
Sorry to hear that.
Well, everything comes at a cost, he said.
I see. Was Poe the only cost that you saw, or were there more?
It's the only one I saw.
You know, when I just met you, earlier tonight, you seemed pretty ready to leave.
Well, that's why I've sent you those dreams.
I've had a lot of weird dreams, Gabby. You're gonna have to be specific.
Well, you've been here for 2 nights?
Yeah. So the dream that we had of the light in the basement, that was you. You were leading us to you.
Yes.
But I guess what I'm asking is, why'd you want to leave?
Do you remember your mom?
Gabby, I'm the one asking the questions here. Come on, that's a whole other story, Gabby.
Yeah, it's complicated, but
But no, to be honest with you, Gabby, I don't remember much about my mother.
I don't either. Not really anyway. I had a dream about her.
Oh,
And you vaguely recall the dream you had on the first night. And the familiar woman. And even you can't, at this moment, can't really pinpoint who that was. Memories are weird. It was a bad dream, she goes on. Do you ever have bad dreams?
I've had many bad dreams, nightmares in my life. Some of them while I was awake.
What was the last one you had?
I mean, I suppose last night was a nightmare. Tonight's been something of a nightmare too, but when we went to sleep last night, we saw visions of something grotesque. We saw some sort of ritual, things that I think could just very well come to pass if we don't take action.
Do you think dreams are real or just memories?
I think that what we see in dreams is based on things that we believe. I think that what we see in dreams is a reflection of the things that we know or our subconscious is trying to tell us. Oh fuck, my head was talking about this. I think that what we see in dreams is a reflection of what our subconscious is trying to tell our conscious mind, right? It's what we as physically know to be true, but our brain doesn't want us to know. You understand what I'm saying?
Do you ever think that's for the best?
Yes. No, I definitely think that's for the best, but I've come too far down the road of
Curiosity.
knowing to turn back. I think that a lot of people live in darkness because it is easier, right? The light is it'll burn you, you know? And I've already been burned, so I'd rather walk fully into the light than go back to the darkness. There's a guy who we met fairly recently. He gave us it was a metaphor about a cave. I hadn't heard it before, but something about your perception changes, you know, when you leave that you know, kind of like you, Gabby, when you leave that basement for the first time. This is a whole new world, you know. You're in it now, and you've walked away from what you knew before, and you can't go back, you know, because that's backwards. We got to keep going forwards. So I don't know. I'm not a wise man, Gabby, but
Pretty smart to
I know
me.
that I got to keep going forwards. You know.
That makes sense. Thanks.
Yeah. I mean, I only ask all this about you because I don't entirely understand how you are, what you are, but I know that you're important in all of this, right? You've played a large part in what's happened tonight, in how we gotten to where we are, in honestly, you're the only reason we're still alive at all, I think, you know. But I also think that you've been a tool against us, for your father, or for Father Sardonicus. So I'm wondering.
Does that make me evil?
No. Right. I don't think that makes you evil, Gabby. No, I don't know that we're entirely good, but I do know that what your father's doing is wrong. And you can love something and know that it's bad. You know.
Guess that's the same with families.
Of course it is. Of course it is. I've sort of fought that battle for a long time with myself. Loving things, knowing that they're evil. Loving them all the same because, you know, you gotta play the cards you're dealt in life, right? And you've been playing them. Unfortunately, you just got dealt a new card. That's us, so... It's I don't know,
Yeah.
I do play poker a lot, but still, metaphors are not really my thing. I guess what I'm trying to say is, you know, you had one ace, now you got two.
Gabby, I think what Rory is trying to say is that you can trust us, and we want to know that we can trust you too. You know, we want to be your new family, if you will. I definitely understand how difficult it is to love someone even though they may make some very curious choices.
Talking about your sister?
That's a great example. Yeah.
Families are weird. But
That's an understatement.
It's more than blood, though, Gabby. Family's more than blood. You know?
Yeah.
You choose it. So. Just remember that, you know, as we go forward, that, you know, Sardonicus may have been the family you've known. But he doesn't have to be the family that you choose.
Yeah.
it wasn't all bad. You had me stories and stuff.
You gonna tell us a story?
I don't think I should. I don't think I can.
It's okay. I guess I still don't entirely understand, Gabby. Why you decided to leave. Because it wasn't me who took you out of there, it was you who decided to go. You just called me to take you.
I just have had these thoughts lately. And I don't know if they're real or not, or it's just...
What kind of thoughts, Gabby?
I don't know, like... In all the stories, there's the happily ever after, and I just don't know where mine is.
That's the difficult part about life. Sometimes, the endings aren't always happy. Sometimes you just have to make the best out of any situation that you're given. And, you know, it's perspective, if you will.
So if the ending I know is bad, it's more about the story that gets you there?
That's a good way to look at it.
I don't entirely know what we're talking about, Gabby. Are you saying that you know where your father's plan is heading?
Well, I don't know all the details.
But you know the
I know
outcome.
I'm a part of it.
In what sense?
Well, I'm the witness.
I don't know what that means, Gabby.
I'm supposed to watch.
So, is there anything special that happens when you watch, Gabby? Are you,
That's all I've been told to do is practice watching for this. He said it was important.
You guys know anything about the witness? Does that ring any bells for you, Garbot? Sorry, not Garbot. Wow, Jesus Christ. Does that ring anything for you, Melly or Georgia?
Not that I'm...
Why did I keep doing that? Livy or Georgia? Fuck, I'm so tired.
Melly, Livy, Garbot, Georgia.
Well, it's because I
right.
keep using your code name, Melly DeMarchand, but we're not doing that anymore. So.
There we go. Brought it back.
No, but I might be able to try to find something. It's gonna take me time,
Yeah.
Gabby, are you still talking to your father? Like right now? As the witness, you said he asked you to just watch. Do you share what you're seeing in any kind of way?
Well, usually he asks me questions, just kind of like, and asks me to do things, kind of like you guys.
Okay.
Like what? Is it us you usually watch?
Well, she points at Billy, who's over kind of, I'm assuming, just polishing off the last of the bottle. There's a little bit still in this bottle. I will get it out. Just kind of just points over it. Well, mostly him, but also her. I mean, you sometimes were with them, so yeah.
Which her is she referring to, Livy or Georgia?
Georgia.
Okay.
I'm getting kind of tired. Do you mind if we continue this in the morning?
Gabby, do you mind if I ask ask you one more question? I know you're so tired, but
Sure.
tomorrow's probably going to be a very,
Yeah, we're not gonna
yeah, it's going to be a day full of excitement. Other than being a witness that we're looking into, is there anything else that you've been requested to do? Are there any other abilities that you have that, you know, we should be aware of before tomorrow?
Oh, I mean, I have. You've seen the crows. I can kind of bring them where I want them.
Sure.
I figured you might have known that already.
Yeah. It could be useful though. Thank you for telling us.
Okay. Well, we appreciate your openness and honesty with us, and be sure to share that with you, or continue to share that with you. And you know, we just want you to know that you can count on us.
Of course.
And you'll let us know if that changes. If you get scared, if you change your mind about being with us.
Listen, if I don't want to be with you, you'll know.
That's fair.
That's the
That's
scariest
fair.
thing I've heard all night.
I think it's time for bed.
It's late. And she kind of like opens up another pack of nuts and stuff and lets you guys kind of depart from the booth before she kind of curls up and almost falls asleep immediately.
Livy, I think now would be our best opportunity to get this place boarded as quickly as possible.
Sounds good. Let's grab the tools.
Alright, so
And then
with this... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
just not to interrupt, but go ahead and give me occult rolls while you do this.
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry, can you remind me green or purple, green or purple?
Green, I
Green.
believe. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, mine is so low.
Oh, come on!
It's okay. Just it will take a little longer than you maybe desire.
I need to step out to grab my laundry. I'll be right back, you guys. Sorry.
Sounds good. You've pre-warned us. We're good.
Say, do you need any help, or can I do anything?
Get some rest, honestly.
It's what?
Get some rest, honestly. You're still wounded, are you not?
Yeah, try not to reopen those stitches, please.
Yeah. Okay. I can't, like, draw any runes or nothing?
We can take care of this. Get some rest, Rory.
And as they send Rory off to bed, Livy and Georgia begin inscribing runes on pieces of simple notebook paper. They whip up, pulling out of their supplies, they pull out incense and begin to cleanse the space. And slowly, they, as the runes are inscribed with great intent, they are sealed upon the doorways and windows of the establishment. Meanwhile, they too have a bit of time to chat, if you'd so like.
So, Georgia, it looks like that that mob started so quickly. It just doesn't make sense. It's like everyone knew immediately. Have you seen anything like this before? Is there a way for us to protect ourselves from that?
Well, as far as word getting out, I'm sure there was some preemptive talk before anything went down, was my guess. Considering Sardonicus or Michael Thomas, he may have very well set up if all we know. There seems to be the case. Such a mess.
Yeah. I know we have, just about all the firearms we could want, but what tools should we actually bring with us? I just feel like there's something we should be able to do or use. I don't think that something in my gut is telling me that these bullets are not going to be enough.
Don't know what's coming. I don't know what he has planned.
I just wish we were able to better understand what Gabby was saying about this plan. And although she doesn't know how we'll get there, it seems like she knows what's coming.
Did you say that the gears kind of start to tick a little bit? Georgia will kind of run to her, kind of going to the reconstructed board after you guys have very loosely thrown together. She starts kind of grabbing some of the papers, mostly looking at the threads between Michael Thomas and the will, the statute inscription. I think if anything, the answers might actually be in the damn book. Jeez, whatever it is older than I'm gonna know how to deal with.
What do you mean older? Just like something from the beginning of time?
Older.
Something before the beginning of time?
There are forces in this cosmos that predate much of any conception. Myths, stories, boogeymen under the bed. Things that are unexplainable, you can find traces of them in the various pantheons and myths of ancient cultures and civilizations. Some of them overlap and some of them don't, but I don't know what it is, but just wish we had more time.
That's for sure. Although I don't know if there's a such thing as enough time if we're looking at something that existed before time existed. I might need a minute with this.
How's your sister? You had a bit of time to speak with her. How did that go?
It went as well as it could, I suppose, but there's something about her that just is not... It's not sitting right with me, Georgia. It's like she's got this other purpose which completely contradicts the postcard she sent me to help her. Now I don't know. I don't know. I don't trust this Deandra. I feel like she's done something to Samara.
Dampen the doorstep, but when it comes to these kinds of organizations, these cults, these small gatherings, people tend to change. They're not always who they once were. In small ways sometimes, but
I don't think she's lost, Georgia. I think she just needs to be away from Deandra. I feel like she's got just her perspective's all messed up. That's not her. That's not her. I mean, it's her, but it's not. Like,
may have to come to the sense that she may have found her allegiances.
she's no one's damned hench person, okay? She's not that kind of person.
I understand, but these groups, they find people, they offer them inclusion, offer them whatever they need, whatever they're missing, give them repurpose, accept them, bring them into the fold. This positive reinforcement tends to change people. When you've had nothing and you're stepped on, you get offered an opportunity to be more than you were.
But that's not Samara. Samara was whole before she came here. She was a whole person. She had so much going for her. She was the light in everyone's life.
Well, she still is that now, but she's chosen a side. And I can't guarantee that we'll be able to bring her back from that.
Georgia, I'm sorry. I can't let her go without a fight. I can't. Maybe I can bring her back to her senses. I don't think she knows what she's dealing with. I don't think she would have asked for me to come here if she didn't want to leave. Just like Gabby.
That may be true. I can't say for sure. But I do not believe that Deandra has our best interests.
I don't disagree.
Which is why I was rather set off when you gave her my name.
She practically already knew.
She didn't need it confirmed. But just going to have to take her help, and as long as we need to, till we can get this sorted through.
As you kind of finish the last of the sealing the last door, this conversation kind of dissolves. We will kind of head over to the person who's blurry. Dang it. I thought he was there.
I imagine he'll be back in a second. He was just here, right?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
We'll kind of press forward then. Kind of as y'all begin to settle down. Okay, there you go. As you guys begin to settle down and kind of curl up into some booths to get some rest, Georgia kind of sets up in one of the corner booths and pulls a plethora of notes and a worm-eaten tome from her bag and begins pouring them over them in the dim lantern light. Her pen scratches away as the others, exhausted from the day, drift off to sleep. All save one. an incandescent bulb hanging in the bathroom. Let me actually switch up the tone here. So yes. Make sure that's going. Good. So yes, an incandescent bulb hanging in the bathroom sways slightly as Billy leans over the sink and peers into the mirror. The shadows on his face contorting as the light kind of sways behind him. He washes his face, the fresh wound sticking sharply in the hard water. And as he kind of looks into the mirror with a freshly washed face, he finds his nose is swollen and bulbous. His lip is split. He's beardless and nearly unrecognizable from the man who came to Rockport only 3 days ago. As you kind of peer into the mirror, get lost in the deep black pools of your irises. The evening's events sprawl before you across the cabin wall of your mind palace. Ooh. Fall sun kind of peers in through the blinds, giving like an orange hue to the lighting in here as the dust molecules kind of float in the attic. The normal things, the chupacabra, the Mothman, all those things are there, but right now they're mostly covered by everything that happened in the last few hours here. The meeting, the deal, the revelation, and the ambush. These photos and files, some of them at least, seem to contradict some of the old ones on the wall. Might need to make room for them. But what would you get rid of?
Anything that doesn't make sense is coming down. Everything changed in the last 2 hours. 2-3 hours. Like, this whole evening was a cluster. Billy's particularly obsessing over why did Reverend Sardonicus, aka Michael fucking Thomas, send me to that hotel? What was his purpose there? If he wanted to kill me, he could have killed me. And maybe even like this is Billy's monologue as he's like, you know, in this orange light in his attic mind palace here. Like, why did he send me? He could have killed me if he wanted me out of the picture. There's something there, some connection. Reporter Harrison was there. You know, I knew that he was important. I knew it. Is he trying to take out two birds with one stone? Like, what is it?
Could be legal. As you kind of begin to kind of pull some of the old conspiracies that just don't mean anything anymore off the wall and begin to revolve around Michael Thomas and why, you find that there are things that, like, that even a week ago, you had yelled about Rory stabbing a man to death, and it just occurs to you that you just shot a sheriff and haven't even given it a second thought. You thought you would feel worse, like your stomach would turn or something. Something would.
It was easy.
Yeah, something would change, but it's very simple. And something.
No, I think in fact, like, as he. Oh, go ahead, please.
Go ahead. Yeah, sorry, no.
I was gonna say maybe even like he starts to connect this with, you know, his background. It was just like shooting a deer. You know, It was just like it was nothing. It was just a means to an end. When you shoot a deer, you do it to eat.
Right.
There was a man standing in my path, and I took care of it.
Exactly. And with these just mild revelations, and as you kind of pour into these, thoughts during the rest of your sleep, you feel your brain begins to itch around the crown of your skull, almost like a healing wound. As we kind of flip over, we'll switch to Rory. Rory, your head rests against a window pane as snow slowly and softly falls outside. I'm going to go ahead and throw this over to you. Go ahead and just describe your mind palace, kind of like the neutral state of your dreams, if you will.
Oh, sure. I'm sitting in in this sort of like, I guess the dream space. I'm sitting in the dining hall of the orphanage. It's Christmas morning. There's sort of like the smells of things just beginning to cook in the next room. The decorations that are up that are like, very basic, but they're meaningful. Like little, bunch of little paper snowflakes that kids have made that are all hanging from the ceiling of the dining cafeteria area. And there are all the rooms in the orphanage that I could go into, but the sort of base of what I sort of, the sort of recurring dream that I have of this place is just sort of like this moment where things are the best version of the orphanage. Yeah.
And as you kind of have snuck down in it's maybe a memory of you sneaking down early just to get those smells from the kitchen. And as you kind of sit here, the silhouettes and whispers of people from Rory's past kind of ebb and flow through the cafeteria in the room. The echoes of, kids shouting and conversations that sit in his subconscious. As you kind of step out of the cafeteria, the halls and are lined with rooms, and the doors to these rooms are mostly ajar, and you can hear the occupants conversing through these ajar doors. Although one door at the end of the hall remains closed and seemingly silent. There is a dull of a heartbeat on the other side. The door and the name reads Lila. A tiny, all-seeing eye. The three Y's, if you will, and the I are scratched into the door below the sign.
Fuck. I'll call out, I guess I don't necessarily know that I'm in a dream, so I guess the first thing that I would do is, I call out to, what's her name? Mother.
Yes. I'm sorry, I'm bad with names. I forget what I named her. Mother.
I know, I can't.
Mother Maria.
What is it?
Was it Maria? I think it was Mother Maria.
Is it? That feels very on the nose. But maybe we did name it that.
Yeah.
We can call her that for now. The lady who runs the orphanage.
Yeah.
Maria. We'll call her Maria. Maria?
And from her room, you see her figure kind of lean out. What is it, my boy?
That door's not supposed to be there. I don't remember that door.
Well, maybe there's a reason for that.
I'll sort of look to the door that she just popped out of. What?
She blinks at you. Maybe there's a reason for that.
I look back towards the door.
As you look back towards the door, there's a, you get that feeling that somebody, you hear somebody breathing right next to you. As you look, it's Gabby, looking up at you with curiosity in her eyes. But she
What are you doing
doesn't
here?
belong here. She's really too new to be in this place, let alone speak to you. But from her lips, why is it closed?
I don't know, Gabby. I've never seen that door before.
Are you
What
sure?
are you doing here?
You said that I could trust you.
Yeah?
So I'm here.
Sure. Okay.
You don't remember it being here?
No. This door doesn't belong here. It shouldn't be in the orphanage. Lila doesn't belong in the orphanage. At least not like this.
Well, she kind of tries the doorknob. It's locked. Is there something important in there?
Yeah, part of my past, I suppose. But it shouldn't be mixed up in all this. That's a part of me I left behind a long time ago. I don't know what it's doing here.
Oh. Maybe you left something important behind.
Yeah. Someone. I'll try the door.
As you try the door, we're gonna cut from the scene. And we will go over to Livy. As Livy's eyes flutter closed, and she drifts off to sleep, the lamplight from a crack of her uncle's study door begins to flicker. Just beyond the threshold, you see the silhouette of your uncle, pacing back and forth. Seems to be reading a book. Your perspective is around the doorknob, so you're probably around 12 right now. I'll go ahead and let you take the description of kind of study, if you'd like.
So, the study is filled with inset bookshelves, dark oak, books line just about every wall that doesn't have a curtain over it. Even above the windowsills, there's books. The smell of an old lamp, smell of my uncle's cigars, kind of filling up the space. There's a small fireplace in one corner, and his desk is filled with meticulously placed books. He's pacing back and forth. There's an old, ornate rug on the floor with the frills along every edge. The room is dimly lit, seems to be about dusk. And He just continues pacing. She hears his footsteps, which she's very familiar with hearing throughout late hours of the night. Just back and forth in the study.
And as you kind of watch him and smile kind of in this kind of moment, familiar moment, there's Uncle stops pacing and turns to the doorway. Livy, it's late.
I know. I was just hoping we could have some cookies and coffee, like we did yesterday.
And he kind of walks over to the door, and as you kind of push the door open, there's the lighting changes from that dusk, summer evening dusk kind of bluish orange haze of that to a cold kind of gray. And in an instant, your uncle's gone. You look about, and you're moving boxes. It's more the study you remember when you first moved in the place after your uncle's disappearance. There's still, you find yourself holding coffee still in your hand, but the reflection, the silhouette you had seen, really just you looking at yourself in a mirror through the door.
It must have been... Oh my goodness, where's my mind? I need to keep unpacking. I'm here. This is my study. Where's my uncle? And I'll walk over, remembering that there are claw marks on the windowsill, and I walk to see if they're still there.
And they are.
I've been here before, but... Come on, remember, I've been here before, But the milk and cookies, I haven't had those, or the coffee and cookies, I haven't had those since I was a kid. Okay. And Livy will start kind of pacing, which is a habit that she picked up from her uncle, with coffee and the late night pastries and everything but the cigars for now.
We'll see after this adventure. As you kind of pick up one of the books, you pick up Dracula off the shelf. And as you kind of open it, you open to a graveyard, a view surrounded by what you can only describe as gargoyles, and a version of your uncle with cloven feet and sharpened tusks, as it were. And
I remember everything. My Uncle Douglas, he chose his path. He didn't want to be here anymore.
then, as you kind of flip through the pages, another memory, this time not with Uncle Douglas, This time it's of Samara. And of all the letters you received after she left, of all her success, and her going to Broadway and getting jobs, but this time there's that same conclusion lingering in the back of your mind, that the why Samara might have changed long before she came to Rockport. And as the mirror in the corner continues to reflect you pacing back and forth, you find that the reflection of yourself has never stopped staring and watching you. And as its lips speak, the uncle's voice comes out. Livy, it's late. And with that, you will kind of cut away, and your eyes will open as rain can be heard rattling on the roof outside. Rory peels his forehead off the table as he awakens with a start. Billy begins to awaken, somewhat fatigued and just a touch feverish. The brain itch still subsists in the crown of your head. Georgia, as you all kind of stir up and stretch and grab a quick glass of water, you realize that Georgia is still up. Her hair askew, notes surrounded, strewn about, some crumpled up around her feet, around the table, and a perfume bottle of red liquid just sitting on the table next to her. As she kind of blearily notices you all stir, she stows the bottle away in a sack and quickly addresses them.
Good. Finally, some of you are awake. Mind putting on some coffee?
Sure.
Oh, yes. Oh, goodness. Georgia, you don't look like you've slept at all. You look like crap. Are you okay?
Yeah, I've been trying to find answers. I think I may have actually gotten something. Oh, pardon.
And as she
She'll
kind of
yeah.
She kind of yawns, sliding a roughly translated note, and then pulls it back. No, this one. And he hands you a clean copy. And it reads, when the stars... Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can... I have it. Yes, I can do that. When the stars / children are awakened / aligned, they will call or join Cthulhu, and his time will come. Those playing the home game, this is the same inscription as the pedestal had of the J statue. The seer / the watcher must bear the burden or witness to all so that Cthulhu can see. The joiner or caller must begin at the 11th hour and hold until the 13th so Cthulhu can hear. The vessel or the host must give flesh or life to the stone so that Cthulhu can speak. The stars or children without sight must awaken or align upon the divine geometry so that Cthulhu can awaken.
As close of a translation as I could manage. Some words are double-meaninged. It's the best I could pull out.
That's pretty good. I mean, this is a lot of information.
Yeah.
Kind of have the who's who, you know. And we know what Gabby is now, you know, what that means.
Yeah, but if she's the witness, so Cthulhu can see, is this thing seeing everything at all times?
I don't know.
You know who might know.
What are you thinking, Georgia?
The only person in this entire town who's not out to kill us at the moment.
The lady that you guys talked to?
Yeah, I'm sure he is. It's the only one who is even close enough to Sardonicus to maybe even know who might fit what.
I thought we were just dynamiting everything.
I think there's a more elegant way of going about this. Quite frankly,
Dynamiting
I would hate
everything
to
is, yeah.
see the entire town go down in a crumbling blaze of glory.
Yeah, I just thought we wanted to get to the fucking, you know, whatever that chamber is, destroy the statue and bring down everything else with it.
The statue's not going to be enough. The statue's just a piece of the puzzle. This whole ritual is... It has to be stopped. Can't.
Yeah, but if they don't have the chamber to do the ritual in, they don't have the ritual.
Not necessarily. You don't really need a chamber per se. You could do it out in the woods, in the middle of the street square, in somebody's living room. It really
But it
doesn't.
says-
They did it
They
8 years
gotta
ago. So Jack kind of pipes up from the corner, just like out of nowhere. They did it 8 years ago in the Chapel of Contemplation in Boston.
The
Yeah, we
chapel
read those
raid.
notes. But they had the statue. We're trying to fucking blow that shit to the ground. You know? It's that whole jade statue thing, and hopefully they don't have the knife, right? Because your boss wouldn't let him get it.
Yeah.
I haven't
Hopefully.
received a call from about that yet, so there's no telling if they have the dagger or not.
I mean, we can go to her if you want. I don't care.
Just a matter of where she is and how do we get to her. I would try looking myself, but I don't think I have it in me at this point.
You
Gabby might
sound
be able
like
to
you
tell
need
us.
all the rest you can get. I think that's a good idea, Rory. Do you want to talk to her? She seems to have taken to you the most.
I mean, Gabby, you're right here. Gabby, you
I thought she was
you know
still
where she
asleep.
would be? Oh, maybe she is. I don't know.
She's like on the other side of the room. But yeah, you can like call her over or whatever.
Yeah. Gabby,
Yeah?
that the theater lady, you know, the whatever her name is,
Oh, Miss Wright?
Miss Wright. Yeah, you know where she'd be right now. You don't need to look if that's gonna, you know, cause you any trouble. But you know where she'd probably be in the morning, where she lives or whatever.
Well, her family owned the old funeral parlor. She'll probably be there.
So we could go there.
It'd be a good idea if you boys stay out of sight. They're looking for a murderer and a kidnapper.
As you kind of banter and discuss this, the back door wraps. After a moment, it squeals open and shut, and from the back emerges Colonel Hall, as he saunters in, a little bit dampened from the rain. And he wraps a paper down on the bar in front of everybody. And you have a new handout. The Rockport Report.
Oh my god, what?
Communist kills sheriff. Last night, while responding to an anonymous tip, local hero Sheriff Michael Wilde was ambushed and brutally murdered in the line of duty. The suspects are a group of communist spies that have recently infiltrated the local community under the guise of college students and reporters. One suspect, found dead at the scene, was in possession of numerous surveillance photos and legal documents pertaining to matters of national security. An eyewitness reports at least one older man fleeing the scene after a deafening shootout. The suspect has been identified as William Graves and travels with a group of communist conspirators. They are considered to be armed and extremely dangerous. If discovered, use extreme caution and report any information to the local police department.
Oh.
That's fucking funny. That's fucking funny.
George is like pouring a cup of coffee. I told you to keep it simple and discreet.
The fucking that they went with communists, that's gold. That's fucking gold right there. I love that.
Colonel Hall doesn't seem as amused as he kind of pipes up. He says, it's a mess out there. Hopefully, he kind of looks at Georgia. Hopefully you learned something last night that will warrant the lack of sleep.
Got a lot more than we did yesterday.
Yeah? Spill it.
As far as I can tell, they're planning a ritual of some sort. Presumably, it's safe to say, to awaken Cthulhu.
As she raises her coffee mug and just takes a deep drink of it.
Cthulhu? That Mexican?
Too complicated to get into. It's an ancient being of great power that will end reality as we know it.
Oh, so we're dealing with nutters. Great. So,
Got it?
is there anything you can add to the plan, or are we still going with Jack's plan?
I think we can stop this from the inside. I just have to talk to Tiandra and see what we can...
I mean, Billy and I are two very wanted men, so maybe Billy and I try to
We
stay
are
here.
all wanted. All of
I mean,
us.
they don't know. The two of us committed
they know.
crimes. You know, we
You
committed
crimes, but I point to the newspaper like a group of communists posing as students. That's all four of us.
Yeah,
One of us
I guess
goes
what I'm
down, we're
saying
all
is-
going down.
Yeah,
I guess what I'm saying is you two
We are
probably
not
a little
splitting
bit-
this group up right now. This is this is a time to stick together. This is not a time to stand still.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is I don't know if all four of us should leave this place. You know, like it doesn't seem safe out there for a group like us.
No,
We
it's
look
not.
even more suspicious if we're all together.
What are the conditions like outside?
Well, they've set up checkpoints. They got deputies in squads running around the town looking for people, knocking on doors. A couple of the shops, storefronts got smashed up during the night.
Sheesh.
What's the
Deadly.
what's the guy's name again who gave us the newspaper?
Colonel Hall.
Colonel, you got a truck or anything?
Well, that's actually what I was going to suggest. I do have a truck that a couple of you can lay down in and get you into the center of town. Mentioned a funeral parlor. I can give you a ride through, but we'll have to go through a checkpoint. And
Be in the
hopefully-
back, stay quiet.
yeah,
All of us? You think all of us can fit?
I don't think so. I think for getting us all in there. I can maybe sneak 2, at most 3 people in there. It'd be Mr. Collins's truck. He'd be making deliveries to the old funeral home anyway. Even though it's shut down, there's still some reason for him to be in the center of town.
I think it's best if it were Livy and I to go in.
I'm sticking with Gabby, so she's not going outside, you know.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
not with these things going on.
I mean, Gabby, I don't mean to speak for you, but it's probably not safe out there if you want to stick with us.
I'm fine staying here.
All right. Well,
And
y'all think it's best, then
as
keep
for the
my
rest
head
of you,
down.
we do need to still procure our demolitions so that we can blow this thing to Sam Hell if it comes to it.
Okay, so we want to do that elegant thing, but we also want to try to maybe blow it up also.
Plan B. Yeah.
Always
Sure.
good to have a plan B. I'd rather have it, not need it, than need it, and not have it.
Yeah.
So, that being said, I do, the way I see it is, at least for this part, we should split up a little bit. Send the girls to go deal with getting potential more information, get the allies, and Jack and Billy, I assume, if you're going to stay here, can do a heist on the truck. Now, do either of you have heist experience?
You talking about me? Him?
He's talking to Billy and Jack. Jack just shakes his head.
Cause I be honest, I don't have much, if any. I can shoot. That's for damn sure.
Well, hopefully we don't want to be making a shootout of this, but if it comes to it, we'll take.
Well, where are you
down
trying
a-
to get it from?
Well, train station has a shipment of dynamite come in regularly every week. Luckily, at noon today, that's when their shipment comes in. Should be at least a crate of it. Won't be, starting a war with it, but it should be enough to rumble those tunnels into dust pretty well. Luckily, I also have a contact on the ocean that can provide a little bit of support by sea, if you will. Can play a little bit of distraction, interference, and even offer some evac. Captain Chase.
Good, Captain Chase is on our side. That's a
One downside
That's
is the only way to get to him is get contact with him right now is by telegraph. Now, the way I see it is the train station has both things we need. Got the station, the telegraphs at the in the booth, and then our dynamite. So if we hit it all at the same time, quick and fast, get out, should be good to go. But again, I haven't really ran any thing like this since the war.
You come on, you burgled a time or two, huh? So that would
I was
what you
mostly
do, huh?
I was mostly commanding from the back lines and setting up sapping tunnels to enter the German lines. So as far as raids and stuff, that wasn't my gig.
I know a thing or two about this if you're looking for help. But I want to hear what your sort of plan is, and then maybe I can give you some notes.
Well, you just heard my plan. Go in, get the dynamite as it's loading off, and hopefully sneak into the train station and get a telegraph off to the captain.
You got any idea what their security looks like? You're not trying to go in guns blazing, I assume. So how you stand under the radar?
He begins to stammer. Intel was never really my strong suit.
I mean, what they wear uniforms at the train station. There anything that you could wear to look like you work there, or?
It's usually just some quarrymen that's picking it up. I assume they'd be armed at this point.
I mean, you can make yourself look like a quarryman. That's a start.
Might just be yeah, honestly, you'd have to get eyes on the site. I don't want to mislead anybody.
I guess what I'm trying to say is you got to make it look like you belong there if you're trying to stay undercover. One way or another, you want to make sure that you look like you belong there.
Small
And
town.
if you can get there right at the time, before whoever's actually supposed to pick it up does, you just make them look like they're the ones, who are trying to take it. You guys look like if you look like you belong well enough, people will believe you do.
But what if they're on time?
If they're on time, if they're there right at noon. Is there a stop you could go to before this one and grab it?
And this is the end of the railroad, unfortunately.
What if you get on the train early? Before it lands here, what if you jump the train? Get off with the dynamite before they ever reach the station.
That could work. We'd have to get a checkpoint out of town and hit it in the woods on the way in here. Maybe by Worcester or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's possible. It's Worcester, by the way, but
Worcester.
yeah.
But then how are you getting it back here?
We have a car you're taking, right?
Well, yeah, we can take the car, but as far as loading up a case of dynamite, a crate of dynamite on it might be...
Yeah, I mean, how are we getting back from the train? Either way is a question, right?
What if we use one of the trucks, let them load it on to the truck, and just steal it out from underneath them?
What?
I mean, we'll be zooming away, but if you think that's...
I mean, if we
drive.
outnumber them too, we could always just rush them. Try to end it quickly before they can get any shots off.
Sure.
Hit them hard and fast. But if we were doing that, we need more hands. We couldn't just do that with two.
I don't want to put Gabby in any danger.
No, I don't. Gabby can stay here with me. I'm sitting this one out while we conduct the get ready for the demolitions down below. It's a lot of wire I gotta
You're
run.
thinking
So-
you, me, and you, me.
Where do they?
Mhm.
Well, maybe we don't have to do all doing them all at once. Yeah, that might be good, but that when the dynamite's delivered, we're going to be dealing with max, probably personnel. Now, where are they taking it? To the
Taking it
quarry?
to quarry.
So either we could go get it from the quarry, or we could intercept it while it's en route to the quarry. Then go to the train station later.
They just go through the center of town when they deliver it, so you'll be dealing with more deputies. I think it's... And if you go to the quarry, you're dealing with all the quarrymen there.
I think
That's half
train
the town.
station's your best bet.
Train station's probably your best bet. Get it while it's coming in.
How heavy is a crate of dynamite? How hard is that to load into the back of a truck?
They load it with 2 people. Shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, if it's just going to be 2 people picking up the crate, that's not a big deal. You can take care of that.
I think they got some people on the train to help them unload, and then they got the people from the quarry there to drive it. Probably
I just think
4
the
or
less
5
people
people
who
total.
see us take the truck, the better. You know what I mean? The longer it takes for that information to spread, better.
Might be better to hit them hard and fast then. Take them out. That way, they have to find them before they even hear from us, and they have to follow the trail. By the time they track us, we'll already be stripped the truck of what we need from it, and be long gone in the wind. Sound good to you?
Not bad. I mean, I think it could work, sure. It's a little bit worrying trying to do the telegraph and that same time, but
You can get there a little early and try to send the telegraph. That way
We
it
also
just
got to
goes-
factor in the original problem of checkpoints all over the town. Getting there is going to be, wishful thinking unless we do something about it.
I'm thinking
Yeah,
that we can do. The train team can go on foot out of town. It's only a few blocks to hit the woods, and then once you're out into the woods, it'll be a nice, easy, kind of roundabout
Nice
way.
hike.
Approach from the train station from the southwest through the woods. That way you can get an eye on them before they get an eye on you.
then getting the truck back here? Are we just blasting through a checkpoint, or we don't have to go through one?
I think there's checkpoints set up at Pleasant and Norwood. There's Parker and Maine. And there's another one over on Forest Street and King. So the main way is in. I think if you skirt around past the outside roads, you should be able to ditch it in the woods and get the crates unloaded into bags. Infiltrate the same way you exfiltrate the same way you infiltrated. But that's the plan. We need to get this all in motion by 1100 hours. Train will be there at 1200 hours, and if we can get all this done and rendezvous by 13, we can meet back here and set up for the next step. We can rendezvous at the parish cemetery with Mr. Collins, and he will be on standby to make sure they extract everybody via his truck.
Right.
I wonder if we'll start to hear some sort of call as we start this. I don't know if today's the day, of the ritual, which it feels like it fucking is. Everything seems to be going down so quickly.
If it is today, well, we're on a limited time frame.
Yeah, I guess if you guys find out who the caller is,
Find
I
out
don't know.
what we can,
Tell
for
you.
sure.
Stop them before it's 1300, I suppose.
So, everybody clear on their parts in this?
Yeah. You ladies are going now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And as you, as Livy and Georgia line up at the door of the back, actually everybody kind of comes into the back door to head out. You kind of nod to each other one last time before the door squeals open and you file out into the alley. As you step out, a brisk breeze and the light drizzle of rain greets you sharply. As Rory, Billy, and Jack head out on foot into the town, Livy and Georgia step over to the Mr. Collins' truck as he drops the tailgate to the truck bed and kind of flourishes a tarp for them to crawl under. And right here is where we'll take a break. And we'll be back here in 10-15 minutes or so and continue the story. See you soon.
Sweet.
Alright, and as we materialize slowly back into the ether, we are back. We're here to conclude our episode of Reflections, Chapter 12 of Occult Origins. I said that like in the most backwards way I possibly could, but here we are.
Okay, Yoda.
Right? So as we kind of fade back in here, let's go ahead and get rid of the ambient music. And as the group sets out into the town of Rockport that has changed seemingly overnight, you find the buildings and houses around you are shuttered and dormant, showing no signs of life. The silent streets, marred with bottles, broken glass, and burnt-out torches, litter the sidewalks and streets around you. crows ominously line the rooftops of all the houses, completely still as if in a wait. As you step out into the alleyway, the truck there, and the truck bumbles off with its stowaways in tow, and you head out across the street. As you proceed carefully, checking your corners in between, darting from house to house and across streets, you feel eyes peer at you through the curtains and windows as you hunker down and cover. After a few moments, I wouldn't say moments, I should say a few minutes of this, you are finally at your last crossing to head into the woods. As Jack, Billy, and Rory kind of hunker down in between a couple houses behind some crates, pop your head out. See, the coast is more or less clear. That being said, it's with the 10 feet or 15 feet or so of visibility with the fog and the rain. It is difficult to tell. But as you go to head across, Jack puts a hand to your chest, holding you as he puts a hand to his lips, a finger to his lips, and you hear the clip-clop, clip-clop, clip-clop of a horse or horses coming down the street towards you. As you kind of... Oh, yeah.
Coming towards us?
Yes.
Just try to hide, like sort of just like make ourselves as small as possible.
Okay.
Is there anything that we could use to obscure some of us?
There's like a dumpster and some trash cans that are in this alleyway.
Mm-hmm.
And most of them are empty. So as you kind of duck behind the dumpster and stuff, pressing yourselves into cover, you wait in bated breath as the men approach. Two men on horseback emerge from the fog as you can just see them through the crack behind the dumpster. Just a slither of light as two silhouettes pass by. As you chance a peek at them as they patrol past, you notice that both of them are armed with a long arm that looks like a shotgun and a hip firearm, a pistol or a revolver of some sort.
Jesus, they're not fucking around.
Kind of lock eyes with Rory as I kind of put my hand on my shotgun. Not withdrawing it, but like just kind of...
And Jack kind of
ready.
like puts his hand on the his pistol as well in his jacket. And as you wait in bated breath, the patrol disappears back into the fog, and the hoof fall out of earshot after a moment.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Jack nods, and before you know it, you're both slinking across the wet pavement, the wet brick road, and heading into the ditch and up and out into the woods, disappearing out of sight. As you kind of reach the outskirts of town together, Jack kind of pipes up. Alright, so far so good. We just gotta meet up at the train station. Should be about, I don't know, 10-15 minutes.
Alright.
You guys good?
Yeah, I think when we go in, I'll perhaps maybe take a roll of lookout, see if I could get into a position where I could see.
Who's going in the
Gotta-
telegraph?
I can do that if you guys can have my back at least. Make sure no one comes in
Yeah,
behind
sure.
me.
Sure.
As for the actual job, maybe a distraction of some sort might prove advantageous. Maybe after I'm done with the telegraph, I can, make a racket on the other side of the station. Try to
Sure.
pull
Yeah.
some of the guard.
Draw them over. Mm-hmm. And then Rory and I will make a move for the cases, or for the truck.
Hopefully-
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, let them load it.
Take out the two. Let them unload it. Take out anyone who lingers.
Yeah.
And then should we maybe set a rendezvous point? Meet somewhere, maybe right
Set the
here. I
memorial
don't know.
hall, right?
We're gonna
Oh, I
meet
wanna
up
just
at the
meet at Memorial
cemetery.
Hall. Oh, the cemetery. Sure.
Yeah. That way, Mr. Collins, when he's done with his affair, he can pick us up in the truck. Bring us to
And
the
we'll
memorial
just
hall.
unload the. We'll take the dynamite out ourselves and sort of put it in our packs.
Mhm.
You know, from the truck. We'll probably get the truck back to we'll drive it into the woods where we are now, and then just make a run for it from here.
Yeah. So if we get separated, this is the spot we meet.
Or
And
the here or the cemetery.
I thought the plan was we meet in the woods, unpack, and then go to the cemetery.
Yeah, for sure. But I guess if Jack gets into any trouble, we're with Jack, right? Or are we with the Colonel? I can't remember.
Jack.
Jack, yeah.
Jackie boy.
Colonel
If
stayed
Jack gets
with
into any trouble,
Gabby.
I don't want to linger by the truck for too long. Is my only thing, you know.
Mhm.
So Jack, if we're not here with the truck when you run by, after you cause that commotion, your priority should be losing them. You know what I mean? We can take the dynamite back if we need to, and we can meet you back at the cemetery or memorial hall, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes
sense.
Just because if you're having trouble losing them, don't lead them back to the fucking truck.
Well, I ain't a fool, but thanks
Yeah.
for mentioning it. It is good to consider. Yeah. From what I can tell, yeah, making a little bit of a pit stop on this dirt road at the end of Prospect Street should be a perfect little offshoot.
Sounds good.
I think heading by the police department sounds stupid, but I think they're out and about.
Sure.
They wouldn't think we were gonna slip by the same place, no? That's just me assuming, though. But, yeah. I think that's good. Let's head out.
Right.
And as, kind of some branches snap underneath their feet as they head into the, misty woods, we will, come over to, Livy in Georgia. As you lie in the side by side in the bed of the truck, the damp canvas tarp clings to you as it's slowly soaked by rain. As you cruise down the street, the trunk bounces lightly on the brick road, kind of occasionally giving you a little bit of a lift off the bed as he kind of zips down the street. You slide in the bed a bit as the truck takes a quick turn and then suddenly slows as its brakes squeal slightly. As it comes to a stop, you hear voices begin to pipe up from above the tarp. Hey there, sir. Were you aware there's been a lockdown? Yeah, some bastards went and shot the sheriff and kidnapped the preacher's daughter. The voice is coming mere inches from the truck bed. It's right above you as you lay breathing as little as you can. underneath the tarp. You wouldn't happen to know anyone fitting that description, would you? You feel the tarp get pinched and begin to lift off of you as he speaks. Just then, the door clunks open. Leave the dead be! Mr. Collins barks, the first time you've heard him really talk, outside of being threatened by him. Cammons drops immediately as you hear the man vigorously wipe his hand clean off of his shirt. We don't even know if they're contagious. I'm sorry, sir. Carry on. Fuck. You got some soap or something? And the truck rattles up as the truck door clunks shut. The engine rumbles as it rolls out of the checkpoint and down the street. As you kind of hit back up to speed, you have just enough time to kind of chat a bit while you're bouncing the back of the bed.
Oh, that was way too close.
God for the dead.
Yeah, let's just hope we don't have to do that again.
Well, we do have the return trip. Should be a little easier. You alright?
Yeah, I guess I'm just not ready for this reacquaintance with Deandra.
Not yet. She was our best way in at this point.
You know, the only thing that got us through to her last time was the fact that we could sneak in and get close to her target, which just so happens to be a similar target of ours, but now we don't have that.
I think she may be involved in this ritual there. I don't know
Of
how,
course she is.
but it is the closest we can get to Thomas.
Yeah. I just feel like she wants to be there, leading it herself.
She does.
Which makes her just as much of a threat.
Absolutely. We'll deal with Deandra after. We need her at least to get to Sparkus.
Yeah.
Kind of reaches over awkwardly and just kind of touches your arm in a as best of a comforting way as she can.
Thanks, Georgia.
As we kind of fade away from the scene, we will find ourselves in train station again. As that was a little abrupt. All right. As the Billy, Rory, and Jack emerge from the woods, the wind has picked up a little bit as the trees around you kind of bend and sway wildly with it. And you emerge through the bush. As you kind of peek your heads out and get the first glimpse at the station, the train has already arrived. It's a little early, and started being offloaded. As you kind of examine, you see that the tiller booths are shuttered, but the platform is still bustling as about half a dozen men transfer the goods from train to truck. You can see two armed men kind of standing on guard, taking shelter underneath like an awning from the rain. They gossip and smoke cigarettes while the train is unloaded. You can see from here, they're armed with what looks like revolvers, and one of them has a shotgun.
Jack, I guess this is your moment to do the telegraph, huh? And then we make moves. As soon as you see that the dynamite's all been loaded, you start making a ruckus.
All right. He kind of takes a quick look around and darts to head around the front of the train and sneak into the platform. You can watch as the men bustle around and in between them. As they turn away, he darts in between bits of cover and quickly makes his way to the door. As he reaches it, he goes to open it, but it's locked and kind of has to take cover as he's a little bit exposed as the door's facing kind of towards the train crew and stuff. He kind of peers out at you guys and just motions for help.
God damn it.
So he's got someone kind of like in the way.
Basically, the way the train is and how they're unloading it, the crew is on the same in sight of the door that he has to pick. So he needs something.
Oh, to pick the door?
Or to
Well, he needs
distract.
some sort of distraction so that he can pick the lock.
Okay. So, looking at my character sheet real quick. All right. Can I run, like, not run, but like I'd like to position myself in a place where they can't see me. Go like this with my hands around my face, and I want to do a wild turkey call, like a really loud wild turkey call.
Okay. And what do you want to roll for this?
Natural world.
That seems appropriate. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So, like loud turkey noise. Like, here's my, like, they're used to crows. There's, like, they've been eating crows. They haven't heard any kind of other birds in this area. So they're going to be like, what the fuck? Is that a turkey?
And I'm also like, what the fuck are you doing while you're doing this?
Lay down.
And he sneaks away off to the, okay. He sneaks away off to the, oh, jeez. He sneaks away. Alright. So, game plan. Let's look at this map. See how the road station is. Are you off to, like, the north of it? You're just trying to, like, put him off.
Like, I'm gonna, like, go to, like, make sure there's still cover for me.
Yeah.
But also, like, that they'll be looking in as close as to the opposite direction of Jack as possible.
Fair enough. And, fair enough.
I guess, yeah, that would be north.
As you kind of,
And I'm kind of like, I'm cupping my hands and I'm like maybe pointing it at a building that's like, so like the sound bounces off.
You're trying to like throw the voice.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you aim at you shout kind of towards the town pump across the baseball field from the trees, and nail a exact sound of a turkey's mating call in season. And with this uproarious ricochet, as it kind of resonates, Rory is like, what the fuck? You hear this kind of go off to your left, and like wind's whipping, the rain's going, and you see like a couple of the dudes who are like in the middle of unloading, just kind of like, what the fuck was what? What the fuck's a turkey doing out in a storm like this? And I'm assuming it continues for a moment until he realizes they're approaching or something like that. So yes, another rip-roaring, dead-on turkey impression, turkey call. Just goes off. As,
I'll be ready to hide if I need to.
And they're just distracted enough, and James kind of like eyes Rory, who can just barely see, who's just kind of like, what the fuck, and he's just gives the weirdest, like, blinks twice, shakes his head, and just goes for it, and begins picking the lock. As this all happens, Rory, what are you doing other than...
I'm staying
and
here.
nothing.
I'm just, if he's doing his... I'm like, what? I don't understand. And then as you know, Jack goes to pick the lock, I'm just going to go back into my hiding space and watch what, you know,
unfolds.
See if he's having any success.
As after a few moments, the door pops open, he disappears inside, and the door shuts right behind him. Billy continues on because he's just nailing it for just one more call than he needs to, and then slowly slinks back and pops up to you maybe a minute or two later.
Yeah. And I would have like sit back like that was totally normal. All right, what's next? Like completely nonchalant about it. Like that was like a completely reasonable thing to do.
You know what? That was very interesting. I've never seen anybody do that before.
Yeah, you've never heard of a northeastern wild American turkey before?
I've never heard a turkey like that. Turkey sound like that come out of the mouth of a man. No.
You know, you spend enough time in the woods hunting for them, you get to know their sounds, mimic that mating call, lure the rest of them in, and boy, let me tell you, you got a stew going for the next 6-7 months.
Yeah, well, I'm glad it worked. That was impressive work. I'm just gonna keep my eye on the dynamite truck now.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Does the dynamite truck, is it like a 2-seater?
Yes.
It's a 2-seater? Okay.
It's your standard, like, supply military kind of grade truck.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's
no
room
place
for
where we could like get behind the 2 seats.
No.
Yeah.
As you kind of wait this out, what is the plan here exactly?
Well, we're waiting until either the truck is fully loaded and they're like about to take off, or until there's a commotion and we can steal the truck. Like it's sort of about whichever one happens first.
Fair enough. And as you kind of
either commotion happening or them like
getting
ready to leave.
Fair enough.
Or if there's a moment where they leave the truck unattended, like even for a second, we're going.
Gotcha. Okay. I dig that.
But
right.
The dynamite needs to be loaded when they, you know what I mean? Like
right.
We're watching to make sure the dynamite's on the truck.
As you kind of stake out in this position for a little bit, you have a minute to chat while you just watch the men load on like all the bags of like cement and extra wood and various construction and mining supplies. Waiting for that sweet dynamite crate.
It's all so fucking crazy. I tell you, Gabby was in my dream last night.
Listen, I might ask her. No more poking around up in here. We got enough going on as it is. What'd you see?
Just some stuff from like when I was a kid. Just like, you know, those kind of dreams that you have them all the time, but they're kind of the same, but a little different. This one was extra weird. But like when I say she was there, though, I don't mean like, oh, Gabby was in my dream last night. I think she was, you know, actually fucking in my dream. Like I think her fucking head was in my dream, you know?
Well, we know that she can see things without actually being there. I guess it
Makes sense that it would transfer into dreams.
extends into our minds, which kind of makes me a little uncomfortable. I don't think my brain is a place that so no child should be poking around in.
Yeah, me neither.
I saw some things yesterday that I don't know really who I am anymore. Kind of like touch my face, like.
Yeah, I'm sorry you had to shave that.
Yeah, listen, remember before when I was a little worried about that man that you killed back at the hang on one second, sorry. I'm so sorry, there's someone at our door.
You're good.
I gotta take care of it. I'm so sorry. Do you mind shifting scenes real quick?
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
As this conversation continues on, we'll head over to the bumbling truck in the center of town. As soon as I find the right page. There's. As the truck comes to a stop on the side of the road in town, a trolley laden with armed men rolls past with a ding 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 ding. As the last sounds of the trolley dissipate, the canvas is pulled from you by Mr. Collins, and he nods at you as the tailgate drops and he assists you out of the bed.
Thanks.
Good thing. As you look about, you find yourself outside of a Victorian-style home with a Rolls-Royce parked out front. You all kind of dart to the porch as the rain grows heavy, quickly soaking into your clothes. As you reach the porch, Mr. Collins nods to you and speaks. I'll be waiting in the truck for you when you come, and just come out whenever you're ready, and I'll be ready to get you out of here.
Thank you, Mr. Collins.
My pleasure.
Good deal.
As you reach the cover of the porch, you find a brass plated door knocker in the center of the door. It's engraved in ornate lettering reading, Wright's Funeral Parlor. As you knock, a few moments pass, and the peephole darkens for a moment before the door flings open. Deandra stands in the doorway, smoking a cigarette in a corset with curlers in her hair. She gives you an incredulous look before turns, ushering you inside with a flourish of her cigarette.
Would have sent word before coming.
What was that, my dear? Please close the door. It's cold outside.
Livy will close the door, anything to kind of keep a couple steps back.
And as the door closes, the wind cuts out, and you're left in a room with a large staircase, an elevator, and it's a bit of a lobby that you enter into that's lavishly decorated and attached to a sitting room that's kind of behind a curtain.
Are we here alone with Deandra? Is there anyone else here?
The doctor was here earlier dropping off the poor boy, but no, we are alone. I assume you're looking for your sister?
Actually, we're looking for you.
Oh, delightful. Obviously, Seems like you've had an interesting night. I'm being rude. She gestures to you to a couch as she bustles off and to sit down in an armchair opposite you, and picks up a coffee off the table. What can I do for you?
Well, due to current events, climate, obviously things have become a little more complicated, so to speak.
Well, as things do. But
Yes, they do.
what do you need from me? Obviously, you are worried that our deal has changed?
Oh no. We still plan to deal with Sardonicus. That hasn't changed. I was hoping you might know something, a way for us to be able to get Eclipse. I feel he's planning something that could be destructive to the town. I would hate
Well.
to see you and your people perish under certain circumstances.
All this weather isn't for nothing, my dear. You're quite astute in your observations. But, what is it exactly you need from me?
We need to get Eclipse. I know he's working on something, I just don't know what exactly it is. I don't know the details.
Well, I can fill you in a little bit. Seems Sardonicus has been working on these plans for quite a few years, honestly. A little over a decade, it seems. He's attempting to travel to the other side, as it were, in order to awaken his god. Now, as far as what that means for all of us, we're not really sure. Obviously, ancient gods has been being awoken is a very almost taboo thing in the occult, but I mean, with what we know about his god exactly, it's unsure what it means awakening him. If that's a good thing for humanity, probably not, but few things are in the grandeur of the grand tapestry, as it were. But again, my question is, what are you asking of me?
As much as you know about this, would you be able to get us inside?
Oh, in the ritual.
Close enough to that we would have access to it.
It would put you in quite a deal of danger, especially if you were to be discovered. But I could see the benefit of being closer to the mantles. I could provide you robes, and I can get you into the room with him. But the thing is, I think there's a piece of the puzzle that still need to figure out. And that's the one thing I need from you, my dear, actually. And she turns, she's been having the conversation more or less with Georgia and turns her attention to Livy as she brings this up. You're of the medical profession, correct?
Yes, I am.
Well, if you'd be so kind, there's a piece of the puzzle that I might have close to discovering. I recently had the local doctor here, and he had no idea what was going on. So, fairly useless. Figured a second look might not hurt.
A second look? A second look at what exactly?
A patient. Suffering from the illness that has befouled the town.
What does my medical background have to do with this?
I believe...
I mostly deal with the dead.
Well... At least he'll be half in your department.
Oh.
And I think that's where we'll cut here. And head back to the train station. Where... the, boys are sitting, finishing up a bit of a conversation that they were having in the bush, about 50 yards away from the train itself. The truck is being loaded with its final contents, and you see the two men crew pull out a large wooden crate and begin hobbling it over to the truck to load it on. On the side it says highly explosive.
Uh-huh.
From Acme. And as this occurs, you see the door to the booth crack open, and Jack flit out. He takes a look to the position you were at, and kind of gives you a thumbs up before he kind of turns around, kind of disappears around the corner of the building and heads to the other side of the station. You wait in... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, well, while we're waiting, Billy, what were you saying? We're talking about your beard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, something happened, but after killing that man, that sheriff, he kind of came after me, and I had to do what I had to do, but I thought it would bother me, but it doesn't. Thought a lot about it. It's just like shooting an animal.
Oh,
Something I had to do.
you're talking about the guy in the warehouse. Saying that maybe...
Yeah. I think I maybe understand you a little bit more than I thought, than I did then.
We do what we have to do, you know?
We ready to do what we have to do now?
Absolutely. Just hoping for a signal.
Well, what about beyond this? Dynamite is quite a plan. I think this might make us terrorists or something. Like this is quite a... We're gonna blow up a significant portion of this town.
Really, don't you know? We're fucking communist scum.
Yeah. That's right, comrade. That's
right,
fucking right.
And kind of as you kind of wrap up this, on the other side of the train station you hear gunshots, and
Fuck.
immediately the two guards get up, drop their cigarettes, fumble with the shotgun for a second that was just laying next to them, and they kind of tear off to check that out. The train station folk, kind of the people on the train who were unloading, freak out a little bit, and they kind of, some of them take cover in the train, others kind of just take cover like at the edge and like keep a lookout. I don't think they're shooting at us. You hear kind of off in the distance.
All right, we ready to get these turkeys?
Yeah, we're running stealthily, you know, like
Yeah, Naruto.
We're
Towards
Naruto running. We're
Yeah, yeah.
running.
All right, as you run to the train,
wait, to the car, right? To the truck, right?
Sorry,
we're running to the train.
Yes, train station.
Oh yeah, as we run into the train station, yes.
Yeah. The rain and the wind kind of covers a lot of your approach, and by the time they hear the splashes of your footsteps, you're already on the platform and heading to the truck. The guy closest to you freaks out, thinking you're coming to rock him, and kind of dips back as you tear past him into the truck and just beeline for it, ripping the doors open and getting inside. There's no keys.
Yeah. Can I try to hotwire it?
Absolutely. As you kind of, well, back then it would be actually it would be more manual. As you grab the crankshaft and wind it up, you notice that the engine's locked. Billy just grabs his knife, sticks it into the keyhole, and just wrenches it. You hear the gear kind of grind a little bit as you do that, but it snaps into place as the gear shaft loosens and begins to turn. You get the truck rolling as a couple of the loadsmen begin to yell, "Stop! Stop!" Just as from the other side, you hear more gunshots as the truck
Jesus, how
roars to
fast.
life. You press the pedal to the metal and roar off down the street.
Can I tell what caliber the shots were?
38 for the first shots. The second shots were
The shotgun.
was a shotgun. Yeah.
I fucking hope Jack's okay.
Me too. He's come on, look. We watched him get gobbled into some hole into God knows where. I think if he can handle that, I think he can handle this.
Couple of guns, maybe. Hope so.
And as you streak down the road past the train station and down towards the police station, like kind of you had planned. At the edge of the train station, you see Jack pinned down, reloading his revolver as the two guys take pot shots at him behind the dumpster
Jesus, okay.
as you rip past.
Okay. Is there anything like anything that we can do, like that it looks like we could do from here? The dumpster is not on the road; it's in a back alley behind the
It's on the side of the building.
side of the building.
Without stopping the truck, there's not really much you can do unless you want to like.
I mean, can I just
Hop on
can I
shotgun.
tell? Can I hand, Billy my handgun and just tell him to take a shot or a few shots as we go by or something?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
As you approach, you notice the gunshots sounding out around the side of the building. You slow down as
Or is it possible to like get Jack on the truck?
you can try whatever you want.
Well, I guess
Hey,
where
so-
is he in relation to the road?
Okay, so if the building is parallel with the road, he's on the north end of the building behind a dumpster as they're behind the building, kind of wrapping around and trying to flank him.
Damn, I'm not entirely sure that I understand the positioning, but
I
it's okay.
So you can there's cover in between them and him, and then there's the
But
truck.
who are we closest to right now?
You're closest to him.
We're closest to him. Oh,
Yes.
so and he's like like if we shouted out to him and tried to get him to like run towards us, would we have to come to a full stop? What?
You'd probably have to come to a full stop or at least slow down significantly.
Yeah, the only thing I'm fucking worried about is guys shooting at a truck with dynamite in it.
There's
We
that.
have to, yeah.
So
Look, we knew he'd have to play the long game. I don't know if
I
there's
guess what
anything
I'm
we could do
asking
for
is,
him, man.
you say he's pinned down, but like pinned down like there's no fucking escape, or pinned down like he's just gotta keep moving.
He's pinned down, as in he's behind a dumpster, and there's two people shooting at him. One of them is rotating. He's reloading.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I guess
So,
let's have you try to take a shot, Billy, as we're going.
All right. And what I'll do is I might say maybe slow down for a second. Let's see if I could lay down a hail of bullets, keep him pinned down, and give him a second to run. But you gotta slow down, but keep moving.
Sure. Are you hanging out your side window?
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna just lean out.
As I'm driving, I'm also gonna pull the submachine gun out of my side belt, and just both of us with an arm out
Yeah.
the window, fucking
Yeah,
spraying into.
I'm not really trying to hit him. I'm just trying to freak him out and to like force him to get cover.
Okay.
I'm trying to hit him, but with one hand while driving.
Yeah.
I'm Tommy gunning out the window.
Okay. So as you hear these shots, you dump the pistol into Billy's lap. Because you're both aiming out the passenger side, he's going to open up the door and kind of hold
Yeah.
on to the handle and hold on to the step and fire as you shoot through the open door. There's going to be some bullets in the door, of course, as this happens.
Yeah.
But as this all occurs at once, go ahead and roll me a D100 each. Okay, we got no, that's a different roll. Okay, Billy with 71.
It's very weird.
Just fanning the hammer, shooting in the direction of the guys.
Can't
And
get
then
into our chat for some reason.
oh,
Won't let me click
there's
on
also the
chat button.
little toolbar over to the right that has the dice, or to the left that has the dice icon. What you can do. Or I can roll
Can't
for
see
you.
the outcomes.
27. Okay.
Did that work?
Yes.
Okay, I can't see it on my screen, but I can see it in your stream. Very weird.
That works, I guess.
Maybe
Okay.
reload or exit the game and come back in or something.
Yeah, I might do that.
So as you empty the clip, well, you fan the hammer, Billy, and Rory just holds down the trigger and tries to keep it steady with one hand on the wheel. The truck rears up onto the curb as you bounce a little
That
bit,
worked. Swingle.
and the Thompson just lets a hail of gunfire down around the corner. Doesn't hit the guy who's around the building, but hits the guy out in the open. As you sweep past, Jack kind of hunkers down as a couple of the bullets kind of ping into the dumpster. But he's able to continue reloading as Billy comes back in, slams the door behind him, and you guys tear off down the road.
I'm gonna be like, workers of the world unite! The only thing you have to lose is your fucking case!
And
We got
as you guys tear off from the train station, you gain speed, and the station slowly fades away into the fog as gunshots continue to pock and flash into the.
Would be like, George is gonna be pissed.
As we head away from this scene. I have so many sound effects. I'm sorry. All right, there we go. We are back in the funeral home funeral parlor, as it were, with Deandra Wright. And outside, the rain is still going. As Deandra brings you back into the lobby and presses the button on the elevator, and doors open. She ushers you onto the elevator with her. There's a plethora of symptoms. First day is lightheadedness, mild headache. The second is a fever that grows severe over the day, and fatigue. And the third day, they go into some kind of coma. Shortly after that, they disappear if they don't perish, that is. It seems Howard here is latest victim. And as the doors open, you end up in the basement of the funeral parlor with the various equipment that you would find in a home for a mortuary, as it were. On the slab, a young man who Livy recognizes immediately as Howard from a few days ago, is on the slab. I had him brought here as soon as I had heard. Perhaps we can at least learn something by examining him further. His chest rises and falls. He's still breathing.
What do you mean?
Well, the doctor I had said there was nothing wrong with him. It's like he has with every other patient. Just says he's in perfect health. But as you can see, he's not responding. She just kind of grabs his hand and lets it fall, and he's dead.
Okay. Livy will...
Perhaps you would know more about it. Or learn more about it.
Livy will check Howard's pulse. Just kind of check his skin, see if he's clammy.
As you examine him, you find he's seemingly in perfect health. Heart rate, breathing, reflexes, all perfectly within the normal range. His eyes, even when you open them and flick a light in them, still dilate. And short of being unable to wake, seems perfectly fine. You even grab some awakening salts and probably break a tab under his nose just to see if that will work, but to no avail.
Damn it, Howard. Okay. There might be something. It's a little on the gruesome side.
What are you thinking?
I've seen it done just a few times, but
as you kind of are in the middle of speaking, she's like, is there something obviously wrong with him?
in the medical field, when people become unwell, mentally unstable, they may be in perfect health, they may be fine otherwise, but there are thoughts of bloodletting would help, and then there's also just reducing swelling and pressure in the brain cavity.
Well,
You said they exhibit headaches? And then go unconscious?
She like stares at the victim perplexed. But she doesn't seem to be listening. As you kind of are in the middle of explaining this. Is that normal? She points down at Howard. And as you look at what she's talking about, and you think you're almost imagining it at first, almost like a trick of the light, but nope, it's not. His hair seems to be like moving, like his hairline is moving back and forth.
Oh, what is that? Livy will kind of lean in and... Are there gloves?
Yeah.
She's
No,
gonna
absolutely.
put
Very thick gloves
She's
are
gonna
right there.
She's gonna put some gloves on and make sure she's super sanitized. She doesn't know what the hell is going on, and then she's gonna lean in. Do you happen to have a magnifying glass or something? And she'll pull the light and she'll bring it over.
He hands you one. And as you kind of examine and look closer, palpitating a little bit, the area a little bit, you find that there's an unnatural lump forming on the crown of the head. You kind of see this, and you feel just the edge of it, and you're like, okay. Examining it, putting the hair back, it's not a mole. It's a growth? You very lightly, with your heavily gloved hand, mind you, touch it. And as you touch it, it retracts quickly and retreating back into the crown of the head. The skin is still wrinkled.
That's not normal. That is not normal.
What's not normal? Andrew asks.
Whatever was just there, it created a little pocket in Howard's skull. It seems to be alive.
It's there. She's doesn't seem to know what to say.
You said you wanted answers, so we may have some information right in front of us.
Can we find out?
It's gonna take some tools to get in there. The skull is very
They're
thick.
well, like I don't. What kind of tools? Like
Some pretty heavy tools, like...
Are they medical tools, I assume? Or are we talking like
Yeah,
a saw?
yeah, we're gonna need a... Let me think. Typically when I do, when I do my job, I have tools like a saw and forceps to help.
Oh, there's. She gestures to the kind of rack, the cabinets down here. She's like, there should be some medical elements here. And as she opens up the door, there's leather pouches filled with medical implements and stuff like that. And there is, as you flip open the second one. Really, the first one only had scalpels, little stuff, a couple things you needed, but nothing that could get into the bone. The second pouch is a little bit older, and you can tell that just by the silver it's made out of. And as you open it up, you see a tool you've only seen in like diagrams. It's actually a drill of sorts. It's called a trephination drill. What it's designed to do is bore a hole into the skull. Obviously, after peeling back the skin and whatnot, and without anesthesia, it's a very excruciating process. But he's in a coma, so ethically speaking, he should be fine.
Is there anything we could... I understand he's already in a coma, but is there any morphine or anything that we could just kind of help out this situation? Just in case he has, involuntary movements or anything of the sort.
The table has straps.
Okay. Okay. Let's get him strapped in. Do you have a cart of some sort? I'll have to have all these things handy.
And yeah, she nods as well, and she we'll kind of do like a little bit of a montage here as she kind of gets all the implements ready for you. The patient is dressed with a gown and a bit of a barber bib almost, up to the nose and around the back of the head. Head shaved and scalpel in hand. Lots of light. As you begin, and we won't get too nitty and gritty here, but give a quick little description of what happens here. Crimson runs down flesh as you cut and peel back the scalp. You apply the drill near the crown of the head as you begin to twist the tool, grinding into bone. His unconscious face twitches and contorts with pain as you bore into the skull, and after a few moments of tedious grinding that just pierces your ear just in a bad way, you hear a slight pop. And as you pull back the piece of bone that you've removed, something squirms inside.
Someone get a jar. Someone get a mason jar right now.
She
Georgia's
scrambles.
on it.
Oh yeah, go for it. You scramble, grabbing like a thing of cotton balls and just dump it out and hand it over.
Georgia's like there for like the whole assist.
As you grab a pair of forceps, you grab the wriggling black mass and pull it as you feel it try to wriggle further in to the skull. Yanking it, you feel it slither out and slap it into a jar, quickly putting the lid on it as it squirms about the jar and hits the lid.
Oh, in the world is this?
It's disgusting is what it is. The
Like it
hell?
looks like a little lamprey, like a little leech thing.
Yeah.
Horrifying.
But it continues, as you look at it, it almost continues to, it's shapeless almost. it continues to shape into various elements, like various sizes and shapes.
Yeah.
Spikes at one point. It tries to go more fluid. Becomes a snake and jump. It's very strange. Watch. And while you do this, go ahead and roll me a sanity check.
Oh, George is
no.
like already like examining this thing and taking notes and everything else. Oh, I apparently rolled twice. Well, I got a hard.
Green?
Okay.
Green.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. With that, it still involves a roll, but it'll involve a smaller roll at least. So a D4 for 1 and 2, and I rolled a 1 on each of them. Holy crap. All right, so 1 sanity loss for each of me.
Okay.
As you watch this eldritch entity that you just pulled out of a skull writhe and change form and do things that science shouldn't allow it to do. As the wind from the hurricane kind of blows down into the cellar around you. And that's where we'll leave this scene. Park it. Right here.
Sorry, Howard.
As we kind of fast forward the timeline a little bit, Billy and Rory come to a stop on the dirt road outside of the cemetery, and the doors clunk open as they head to the back and begin clambering into the back to grab their bounty,
Dynamite.
as it were.
Yep.
As
I'm bringing it to the mausoleum that we know leads
Okay.
down into the tunnels.
sounds good.
Oh, that I know.
Is that how we got there last time?
That's how you got to the Memorial Hall.
It's
yes.
underground, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, but
That's
is there
where the
another
dynamite's
way?
gotta go. That's where the
Is there
dynamite's gotta go.
but there-
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I mean, maybe I could I'll hike it to the front, and then I'll let you go down there and secure it and all that. But maybe I should stay up here and watch. You know, make sure nobody comes around. Like I'm acting like I start to sweat profusely.
I don't know if I can carry this thing alone, Billy, but I can try. I mean, it'll take me 2 trips, but this is the easiest way to get back to the Memorial Hall without being seen. So I think we're both gonna have to go down there.
Roy, what? Look,
That's worst
What if
case
I lose it
scenario,
again?
though. You have the truck as evac.
What's that?
I'm sorry. That you have Collins is going to stop by the cemetery.
Oh,
To pick you
okay.
guys
So we
up.
can just leave it in the mausoleum.
Yeah.
And
You don't
Okay,
have to
we'll
go
go
down
back.
there unless you get compromised or something.
Okay, yeah. So we'll quickly bring the dynamite to into the mausoleum at the top of where it leads downwards into the tunnel, and then we move out to ditch the truck in the woods.
Okay.
so Billy kind of relaxes at this new plan. But Roy, if I wouldn't be surprised if we're gonna have to go underground at some point again, and just don't let me run away like that again. I lost
Try not to.
myself.
Just stay behind me next time, okay? And I'll try to stop you.
All right, I'll do that. Okay. Thanks, buddy.
Of course.
You guys
All right,
kind
let's
of
do it.
hunker down here for another 15, 20 minutes while you await. The storm gets ever stronger as the minutes pass. And the visibility goes down with it. After, the time passes, start to worry about if Jack's going to make it.
Yeah.
As this kind of thought kind of passes your mind, you see a pair of headlights kind of dot the fog coming from the dirt road as a truck rolls in. It's Mr. Collins, luckily.
It's what?
Mr. Collins. presumably with
Oh.
the girls.
Gotcha.
As he rolls in and comes to a crunching stop on the gravel road. He pops out and heads over to the shack, kind of looking around. not
We've
knowing
already
where you
ditched the
guys
truck at this point, or no?
are. You've already ditched the truck.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
Yep. Yep. It's in a ditch, literally.
Yeah.
And as kind of he pops out, moves the tarp, the girls pop out of the back, and they head to the shack. Giving an eyeball to the graveyard real quick. Do you guys go out to meet them? Do you hunker down?
Yeah, we'll go out to meet him. I mean, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. As you head over, wave them down, and everybody reunites. Mr. Collins pipes up, looking at the bags you have kind of like laden around you. I assume it went well?
It went okay. I think Jack got the message out, but we haven't seen him since.
Crazy bastard. Let me guess. Got another shootout?
Yeah, we said to make a distraction. I didn't expect him to shoot his fucking gun.
Well, yeah. Hopefully he makes it out. But you can't
Yeah,
really
we saw
wait
that.
for
I
him.
mean,
He could have just done a wild turkey call and it would have been fine.
yeah, this guy's got a pretty mean turkey call if you're ever looking for
Oh. Must
that
be a hunter.
hound keeps catching me off guard, or whatever that is. I keep hearing
My
that.
bad. As he kind of continues, he's like, yeah, I don't think we can wait for him much longer without compromising our position here.
He knows the plan.
Yeah, he knows
If he needs, hopefully he's okay and that he's out there hunkering down.
Best case scenario is he's being smart. He knows he hasn't lost him yet completely, and he's not compromising us, you know? So, if that's the case, fucking proud of him. If it's not the case, and he's dead, fucking proud of him, so.
Good way to put it.
Alright. Well, get in. Should be a quick shot to Memorial Hall, and then we can go from there. And as everybody kind of pops into the truck, pulls a tarp over him. The truck does pulls a Yui and heads out of the cemetery and back to the hall. As the brakes squeal in front of the Memorial Hall, there is a moment before the door clunks open and the tarp's removed. And as soon as he removes the tarp, you see a very concerned look on Mr. Collins' face, and he doesn't look good. As you kind of sit up in the truck and look over to the door, you see the door broken open to the front of the Memorial Hall. And it's ajar.
And what? And it's
And-
a jar.
And it's ajar.
Oh, shit. What do we do? Do we even go in? I mean, Collins, can you just go in and see what's up?
Yeah. Nods at you and heads over. Kind of looking both ways down the street, making sure the coast is clear. And
Actually, you know what? I'm going in too. Gabby's in there. I didn't really realize that.
yeah, I was like,
I'm just gonna go.
okay. As you kind of both head out up to the front door, you push the door open all the way and see the bar room is just a mess with tables and chairs overturned and spatters of blood on the walls. broken floor, several bullet holes splintered into the bar and the wooden paneled walls of the establishment. As you kind of step through the carnage and kind of close the door just a little bit behind you, you hear a faint wheezing coming from behind the bar.
I'll yell for Gabby. I go, Gabby, are you in here? And then I'll go look behind the bar to hear where the wheezing is.
As you yell for Gabby, you don't see any trace of her, except for the table where she was sitting. There's a half-empty glass of water and a couple drawings. As you kind of round the corner of the bar and look behind, you find Colonel Hall, broken and bloodied, kind of in the shrapnel of a stool, and with the empty, discarded Colt pistol next to him. He heaves heavy, holding bullet wounds and barely breathing as he looks up at you with tears in his eyes. I failed. They took the girl.
Slam my fist against the bar. Like, damn it! I knew I shouldn't have left her alone.
And with that, we will end today's episode. See you soon.
It.
Yeah.